after confirmation, he was expected to sign.
You are now seeing media. You are now seeing two different signatures from the same person. From the same person. Stop lying to the media.
So it appears the NDC youth organizer appears to be pleading with the returning officer to do the writing. They said they are begging him to do the writing. But what has happened is that they claim that the signature on the pink sheet that has been authenticated by the presiding officer is different from the signature he signed on the confirmation that indeed he
different signatures. The same person, two different signatures. Media, you saw it. We told you.
It's been different, and that is why the NDC continue to raise concern on why they reject the pink sheet that is coming from the EC. Well, the coalition has come to a standstill again, and to the full glare of the media, you saw what just transpired here right now. And from the beginning, they continue preventing the media from getting very close to the recoalition exercise. But today, as the only table for the recoalition exercise, you saw we've been allowed to get close, and you will see on your cameras exactly what is transpiring here as the NDC continue to raise objection to some of the happenings here. And when the NDC saw a pink sheet that had different signature compared to the one they submitted, immediately I'm told the woman in pink, that is a deputy regional director, quickly took the pink sheet away, and now I can see she's bringing another pink sheet. Let's see what she has. She has brought another pink sheet. I'm not sure if it's the same pink sheet that she has turned into the returning officer. Well, we don't know whether it is the same pink sheet, but what I know is that she has brought another pink sheet for the returning officer to continue with his work. The NDC is yet to authenticate and verify if that indeed is what they saw earlier on, but many have said it should have been very easy for the EC to allow the NDC organizer to show to the cameras what his concerns were, which he says that the signatures on the pink sheets were different and the figures were also different. So if there was nothing to hide, it should have been very easy for the EC to allow the NDC organizer to allow the cameras capture it. But what happened earlier on, many have described as unfortunate, and that is something that we are yet to verify why exactly
authenticate, and that is where the NDC tried to seize the pink sheet that the EC is trying the returning officer, presiding officer, to authenticate, leading to another banter between the parties and the EC officials. The police again had to step in to calm the situation. They are now trying to look for a way forward on that. You see the three party agents of the new National Democratic Congress, two of them actually standing, and that of the NPP. Situation has come back to normalcy. We are yet to know what they have arrived at. We are unable to bring you sounds from where the coalition is happening because the police has barricaded the whole area, restricting our movement in the coalition room. And so trying to signal if I can get any of the party agents to speak to us live on air on what exactly the situation is. Musa is joining us of the NDC to speak to us. Mr. Musa, what led to the chaos again?
They brought in a presiding officer after authenticating the scanned pink sheets. We asked him to sign to confirm or otherwise. When he was signing, his signature and that of what was on the pink sheet were two different signatures. And we raised the alarm. The returning officer says he's in charge, so nobody can question him. How can you have one sheet, two different signatures from the same PO?
So how did he arrive at authenticating that when it is...
They are using their memory. So after memory, exactly. So you need to confirm your signature to confirm that the document is authentic. The office accepted it and entered it.
It appears that they are accepting pink sheets from the NPP and not the ones that the NDC have submitted so far.
No, they are not accept. I've made this on record. All this while, EC said they do not have any pink sheets. So if your PO has pink sheet, who has pink sheet? Isn't it the EC? Yeah. So why is it that today all their POs, almost all the 5 that came, brought in pink sheets? So why has EC all this while saying they don't have?
One other thing that we observe is that your agents appear to have given them something which is a photocopied version of pink sheets.
That is they brought in their scan document. So today we also brought in our scan document. And even their POs that come, they are not able to.
And so that's what I'm saying. It looks like the ones that have been confirmed are the ones that the NPP brought.
There was one that said the signature is his, but the writings on the pink sheet are not his. The pink sheet are not his. Did the EC also accept that?
Oh, they accepted it.
How many have you done so far?
So I think they've done about. This is the 5th person.
This is the 5th person.
Yes.
So two more to go.
So you see, now they are using the police. Whatever we do, they use the police and they took us. You saw the police took me out of the room. That is what they are doing. So the police are taking over.
Do you have the...
Yes, that is what I was trying to bring to you so that you could see. And the police took it out of my hand.
What will be done with the rest of the two? The rest of the two.
Now, what you could all see what is happening here.
Musa, my question is that he's not answering our question anymore. Yeah, because I'm trying to find out from him if they have their scanned copies, which of them has the officers been authenticating? Is it the one that the NPP brought or the one that the NDC brought? But it appears that from the disagreements on the side of the NDC,
have barricaded the place and will not allow the media to access the place. We can only operate behind the barricade, and that's why even if you want to conduct an interview, you would have to signal the person to come closer to you. The media has been prevented from monitoring the process closely, and so we're only picking reactions from the political parties to the concerns that have been raised. I've just signaled the Director of Elections for the NPP, Evans Nimaku, who is approaching us to give us the NPP side of the story. So far, Evans Nimaku is joining us. Mr. Nimaku, thanks for joining me. What do you make out of all of what has been happening and the accusation?
I think that we've been working together as a party. I mean, from presidential declaration up to today. And you, the media, you all know where the problem is. And you should be able to direct it. Very unfortunate. We could have done better. And I think that for us, we know that we have won Ablekuma North Constituency. From the others of the High Court, that 62 polling stations should be collated and added to what had been done so that the EC would declare the results. And so it's unfortunate that where the EC has given guidelines that submit copies of your pink sheets, either hard or soft, so the EC authenticate. NDC says they disagree, and I don't think that should be.
They are sharing.
You were left with 7 pink sheets for EC to get access and add to the numbers 281. And so I expect the media also to help, and just not to ask people who don't have data. The question I've responded to you several times has been that the returning officer has invited presiding officers to help confirm with the results from 8A that the new patriotic party has submitted to them, so that they will add to the Form 1C.
Now, the NDC is expressing surprise that all this while the EC said they do not have the pink sheet, only for these presiding officers to come with some pink sheet. They said they are surprised. Are you surprised too?
I'm not, because when you take the Form 8A, when the presiding officer completes it, he or she issues copies to political parties, and the returning officer, presiding officer, may keep a copy. If you know how the EC got results to declare Domiko Abenya, I think the issues are simple. And so for us, the EC says, yes, where we don't have, we call our returning officers for them to confirm the results as issued to us by parties.
I was thinking that you would be interested, because if it should take this long, over a month, for the EC, the constituency and the national not to get in touch of their presiding officers to get the pink sheets they are bringing out today, delaying all of us our time, including you, the NPP. Provided you win this, they have delayed your time.
I mean, you should understand the electoral rules. The EC declared the presidential results without some result from 9 constituencies. The parliamentary results is first past the polls. If the remaining vote will not have any material effect on the results, EC is at liberty to go ahead. Where we are, it is for EC to complete collation from all polling stations. If there are challenges, the decision will come from the EC. I think the new patriotic party has expressed a lot of sobriety from where we've gotten to. We will continue to do that. But I want the media to question the NDC and question the security as to why they allow people to destroy electoral materials.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
That's Evans Nimako there. He is the Director of Elections for the NPP. He said he's not surprised that the presiding officers are turning in today with pink sheet from the various polling stations they've worked with. It took the EC 1 month to get these presiding officers to come in now, who are bringing in pink sheet from the polling stations, when the Electoral Commission at National told us earlier that they do not have those pink sheets. The NDC raising these concerns, NPP said they are not concerned. And so for now, they are done with 5 of the polling stations. They are left with 2 more to go, and we'll still monitor and see how it goes. But this is where we have been limited to as the media. There is barricade all over the place.
Were you here? Did you see him? He has destroyed one of our pink sheets. We even asked the police to arrest him. That's why, he went to sit over there. So he wanted to snatch the second pink sheet from the returning officer. So I had to quickly snatch it from the returning to go and hide it. Yes, so I've given it to him. Did you see him? Yeah. I've returned the pink sheet. You saw him. No, I'm asking you.
Others were saying you went to swap. You swap.
Why should I swap? The pink sheet. This is the pink sheet that we have from the POs. Those who can.
You said you didn't have a pink sheet. I'm saying
this. The pink. We invited some of our POs. The POs for the so we invited them to come. So fortunately, about 4 of them have the pink sheets. Even there was this woman who said, the woman said she couldn't even submit a pink sheet because she was afraid. So she even came with the booklets. All right. Some of them took copies. They kept copies. So when we called them, they came with the copies. You get what I'm saying? So it is not something that, you know, I went to hide. Say it again.
Why did it take the EC to get the presiding officer to bring the pink sheets they are bringing today?
Initially, we called them.
They are bringing today.
Initially, we called them. I asked my officer to call them. Initially, they said they were afraid. We called them. They all said they were afraid. So later on, we told them that, I mean, this is something that is not, you know, so risky. So that's why they came. You know, 3 days ago, some came. And then the remaining 7, we had to tell them that. I mean,
we also told that there were a difference in the signature that were on the pink sheet, which is why the NDC organizer wanted to show us the difference on the both pink sheets. And then later we saw that the pink.
Have a look at it.
That is what.
Have a look at it. No, I can show it to you. If you think that.
No, I think that
you are dispelling the assertion that
Pardon?
pink sheets are manufactured.
That what?
The assertion that those new pink sheets are manufactured. They are not.
Are you talking about the pink sheets?
Yes, the ones
or the scanned copies? The pink sheets?
The ones that your presiding officers are submitting.
Brother, look, I don't think they are manufactured. They have copies there. The NDC has copies. That's why we asked them to bring copies. You get what I'm saying? They have not been able to produce their copies. So it is not something that.
Just to are you saying that after the elections, they are allowed to keep pink sheets for themselves?
Some of them took, you know, screenshots, you know, pictures of the pink sheets. Yes, some you can. We have about 7 leaflets. No, you can just take one. As a presiding officer, you can keep one. You know, we have the original and then the carbonized copies.
Bringing is one that they have for themselves, not the one to be given to the Electoral Commission.
No, they have destroyed our pink sheets. Well, that is something that they kept. I think 4 of them kept copies.
How did you know that they had pink sheets with them?
We called them.
And they said they had.
We called them to come and confirm because we have soft copies here to come and confirm. That's how come something. You know, they have copies. Yes, so that's why we asked them that if you really have pink sheets,
the NDC,
come and show it to the returning officer.
The NDC has raised a lot of allegations. They are also saying that they are rejecting some of the pink sheets that are in there now. But the returning officer continued to insist that, well, even though you disregard or you do not recognize this pink sheet, I, as the returning officer, I accept it, and I'm going to add it to the listing. Is
the returning officer? He's in charge.
No, are you as a deputy regional?
I'm not a deputy regional director. I'm the regional director for Greater Accra.
You are the regional director for Greater Accra.
Yes.
Is it a rule?
With what he is doing?
He is the returning officer.
So if he's doing wrong, does it make it right?
That's what.
That if one party disagrees with the process, he, as a returning officer, can still insist. No, you as the regional director should be able to explain to us if this is part of the rules of games. Is it part of the rule of the game that if one party disagrees with the process or with the scanned document, the returning officer says that, well, you disagree, but I'm in charge. It's authentic. Is it right?
The returning officer.
Is it right?
He is the
but from where you sit, is it right?
I haven't had a look at it.
Is it right? From where you sit, do you think it's right?
What's my brother from TVP just said? Do you see anything?
I haven't. He's doing his work. I'll go back and look at it. He's doing his work, and nobody has reported to me that. Did you see me? Did you see me by the table?
So you didn't see anything going on?
From what you have seen so far, are you going to, collate the rest of the 7 and then declare the result today?
We are still on it. We are not done. It's only God who will tell. We are still on it.
Don't you think people have said we should have a rerun in at least 7 as the regional director, where we do not have authentic documents to verify and also collate? You can suggest to the high authorities that
the commission will take a decision.
You think we shouldn't have a rerun in all these 7 police stations?
So please, the director.
What's your name, sir? What's your name, ma'am?
I'm Gladys Pinkra.
And you are the Greater Accra regional?
Yes. The reason why I came here was that you reported that I'm going to hide a pink sheet.
We were reporting what we're seeing on the camera. We were reporting what we're seeing on camera. That there's a document that is being hidden under the table. Exactly what was happening on camera was what we were reporting.
One of our pink sheets. So I was trying to protect the pink sheet.
So now it's good you've come to explain to us.
Yes, that is why I went to hide it.
Very well.
You could all see that I have returned it. You were here. Yes.
Very well. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much. So that is the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Electoral Commission trying to explain to us what we saw earlier of her carrying one of the pink sheets and also hiding it under a table. She has come to clarify herself and said that she was not hiding the document, that she was only trying to protect the pink sheets from the scaffold that was happening, so that the pink sheet doesn't get destroyed. But we were reporting what we were seeing on camera and not accusing her of any wrongdoing. But exactly what we were seeing on camera was what we're trying to paint to the public, to see that this is a pink sheet under contention, and this is what is happening to the pink sheet. And the person that was holding the pink sheets happens to be the regional director of the Greater Accra AC Electoral Commission. So she has come to clarify the issues to us, and then we leave it there. Let's continue with the real collation exercise that you could see the returning officers trying to engage the NDC agent again, and we are told that we have two more outstanding police stations to collate, and then we know where we are going from here.
Handling the issue. At the moment, it appears that this will be the last returning officer today who would authenticate pink sheets. And upon his authentication, the Electoral Commission will then do the collation, and they are hoping to declare the results today. 62 polling stations results were outstanding. 40 of them were handled on Sunday. 21 of them were left, and then on Monday 20 of them were to be collated. 13 of them were collated on Monday, remaining 7. The Electoral Commission today decided to bring the presiding officers to come and authenticate the result.
He has said it. Media, people have said he cannot confirm, and they are forcing him. He said he cannot confirm.
He's afraid of your behavior.
Media, you are here. The force and this one said he cannot confirm. Allow him to go.
He doesn't say he cannot confirm. He said he's afraid of his life.
He said he cannot confirm. Even this one said he should go.
That's what the guy said.
How many times do you want to do? What is happening? What is happening? If it is their own.
The threat? What's in the life?
Media. The POC he said he cannot confirm. And still they are pushing. That is what is happening. That is what is happening. He said, so that is it. Why are you pushing him? He has said it over and over together. He won't do it. Why are we pushing him? He has said it. He has said it. He has said it. He said he won't do it. He said he won't do it.
He said he can confirm, but not yet.
This is the presiding officer, we're told, was locked outside of the premises of the Electoral Commission because he was not at the EC corporate office when the other presiding officers were being transported to the offices of the Electoral Commission at Rage. He has come in, he's looked at the pink sheet that was submitted by the NPP, he's looked at the pink sheet that was submitted by the NDC. We are not able to hear him, but from the NDC, he claims he cannot confirm the results, and the NPP on the other side saying that he's saying he can confirm, but he cannot confirm here. And so we've just heard the returning officer telling him that he should come out clear and let them know his stance, whether he can confirm or not. And so we are waiting for this presiding officer to make a determination whether he can indeed confirm the results or he cannot confirm.
Let everybody take this document. Now tell us, you said you can
Well, it appears that there is some confirmation that is being done between the returning officer and the Ghana Police Service to see what exactly they can do and how they can do it. And so we wait to see what the headway is. Can he indeed confirm the pink sheet, or he cannot confirm the pink sheet? Organizer, is this the presiding officer who was outside that you were asking them to bring him in?
They brought him.
This is not the one you were referring to. Well, as he has indicated to us, he said this is not the one he was referring to. So that means that the presiding officer you were referring to is still outside.
I don't know. Because of the scarf, I think that's
But what is happening now? It appears the returning officer has left his seat. Well, tensions are rising here. The NDC objecting to the process. At the moment, it's just left with one of the presiding officers who is here. He's looked at the documents before him. He's yet to take a decision on whether he can indeed confirm the results before him, whether these are results that he wrote at the polling station. Some other presiding officers were here earlier, and they have authenticated those results. They said that indeed the results, as one of the results as presented to them, are results that they declared and reduced into writing at the polling station. However, the
figures in front of him, and upon further interrogation, he's now saying he can verify, but he cannot do so in the presence of everyone. So if he can be given some time to, you could see the PRO, the Public Relations Officer of the Electoral Commission, trying to engage with the PO again, and the NDC will not take it lightly on him because he says he's a public relations officer and not a returning officer, so he has no rights whatsoever to engage with the PO. The NDC, from the beginning of these regulations, has had problem with the PRO of the Electoral Commission. PRO, they have Mr. Tete is actually trading some insults on the NDC agents. They want him to. they want him to stay calm because he's not the returning officer, but they continue to accuse him of getting himself involved in things he's not supposed to get himself in. And you see Dr. Sirbo trying to speak to him to keep his calm so that he doesn't engage with the NDC agents, and they are trying to still verify the document the PU says he cannot verify, and they are still waiting patiently to get to the final bottom of the entire regulation exercise. So if this is accepted by the Electoral Commission, it means we have one more polling station to verify. Then the final collation will take place where we'll get to know who now becomes the Member of Parliament elect for the Ablekuma North Constituency. So the 6th out of the 7 is being verified. It's the man you see in blue is trying his possible best to confirm the pink sheet in his hands, and if he accepts that also, it means we have only one more polling station to go, and then that will mean that out of the many, only one more will be outstanding. We are yet to see the arrow, the PO for that particular polling station too. We have not cited him here yet, but indeed maybe the Electoral Commission have gotten in touch with him or her, and that they'll be able to let us know if the recollation exercise has come to an end and whether or not they'll be able to make any declaration today, whether it's going to be a free of the NPP or a Rabna Obin of the NDC, who will be a Member of Parliament elect for the Ablekuma North Constituency. The returning officer is not engaging anybody now. He's taking his time with his IT person to tabulate figures without engaging anybody. And then the NDC again is raising objection as to why Mr. Obin is not engaging them, and he's doing the tabulation all by himself without engaging them and without putting it on the table for all of them to have a look. So the NDC is watching keenly what is happening. So the returning officer has heeded to the call from the NDC. You see him put the document now on the table, and he's writing and signing certain document there. We are not too sure what he's signing and writing, so we are still looking on. The NDC is also trying to do their own tabulation, but be reminded, all of these exactly the winning party or candidate know exactly who has won, but both of them are claiming they've won the elections. Both parties have their own collation centers. They've all collated the results and they know who has won. But as it stands right now, they are all claiming they've won the constituency. The NDC organizer said something. Let's listen to him.
These 3 outstanding police stations, we can declare. This is it. I'm telling you before the EC officer comes. I'm saying we have 3 outstanding polling stations left, and the total number of those polling stations sum up to 1,002. 1,002. Even with the MPP, their parliamentary candidate, she said she won with 411. So with these numbers, there is no way anybody can be declared.
Well, then this is trying to give us some briefing ahead of the returning officers' briefing, saying there are 3 more outstanding polling stations. That's the numbers, if you put together, it's more than 1,000. So if
results in the outstanding polling stations are factored into the final result, it is going to change the status of who actually is winning. And they believe that the results will be declared if the Electoral Commission decides to declare results, he cannot in any way declare that result because they believe that the total number of voters in the polling station of 1,002 will impact the final results. Some more confusion.
Are you a police officer? Why are you here?
That is it. We are wasting time. No. Why?
What are you saying now?
If you want to continue this process, don't talk to me. Because if you don't take time and leave here today, that's the end. Nobody can do anything to me. Continue this telling you, if I leave here today, I can decide not to come here again. This is not my permanent work. I can leave here today and not come here again. Mind the room talk. If you leave here, then the next story will be different. Then we come here and then you talk to me as if you don't know. Let me leave here today.
I don't connect with that man. You don't know that man. Don't go connect with that man.
The returning officer appears distracted by what and disturbed by what is
now, and we are waiting for the EC to officially address us as to the way forward, whether they are going to continue with the outstanding 3 or they are going to suspend the process until further notice.
is that from what he's saying is that he is done and he may want to.
But when you get to constituency, then you become close to me. Hypocrites. Both parties. When they come here, they talk to you like that. But when they come down, they will take phone. And then come and beg whatever they did here. Yes, I have to let them know. I'm also a human being. You disgrace me here, but when you go, you put phone every morning. When I leave here today, I'm going to organize the elections.
Mr. Be water. You are disgracing yourself.
The returning officer appears frustrated and he is wondering why the two parties will appear antagonist or same, and they would usually come here and make allegations against this person, but will later go into the constituency and pretend as though they are friends. And he is claiming that if they do not change the way they operate, he is going to leave the rest of the coalition to them. He appears quite frustrated, but Dr. Sebro Kwelko, the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, appears to have been able to calm him down. Even some of the agents of the NDC were asking him to not take the position that he has taken, and now it appears that collation may continue, but we are told that some 3 polling station results may still be outstanding and yet to be authenticated and collated. As a result of that, the NDC is expecting that the process may further be suspended today, and the Electoral Commission will now have to make a determination on how to authenticate the results further. But beyond this, we also know that the NDC has been calling for a rerun of elections in these polling stations if they are not able to come to a finality on the issues, if they are not able to look like now the EC and the NDC are also finding ways of authenticating the results. What I can see from where I'm standing is that one of the agents has chats on his mobile phone, and the Electoral Commission is mentioning figures on his Excel sheets, and he's corroborating those results. It may seem to be results that were captured on the day of the election and submitted on the WhatsApp platform or on a WhatsApp message to the agent of the NDC. And it appears that the parties in their own way are finding ways to bring a finality to the matter. So they are trying to bring a finality to the matter. The returning officer, he's saying that this is not his permanent work, and so the consistent delay in concluding the situation, it appears to be affecting him. As a result of that, he had earlier threatened that he was going to leave the process midway for both the NPP and the NDC to finalize their own collation. But let's wait and see the decision that the Electoral Commission will take. We can see that the NPP's candidate for Ablekuma North, Nana Equia Free, she just made her way to the Collation Center. We've been here after 2, and we are nearing the end of the process, and she's made her way to the Collation Center. We don't know what exactly might have prompted this, but it's important. But it's important to know that since the process began, the NPP's candidate, who herself is a former member of Parliament for this same constituency, consistently has been at the Collation Center. But unlike other days, today she's not been here while the collation was underway. But at the tail end of it, we've seen her come to the Collation Center. It appears that the Electoral Commission, the NDC, and the NPP are now making a headway as far as the figures are concerned. We wait to see the decision that will be taken by the returning officer. Some discussions ongoing between Dr. Sirbo Kweko and the NDC agents. I mean, they are trying as much as possible to get them to allow for the process to flow. There is a brewing confusion because the former Greater Accra Youth Organizer of the NPP, Moses Abo, had entered the Collation Center, and they had one of the NDC officers in the region, in the constituency, appears to be troubled or disturbed by the fact that Moses Abo, who has no accreditation, had been allowed to enter, but the situation has been solved already. At the moment, it appears to be a matched game. The collation officer is looking at his figures carefully. The MPP agents are also looking at their figures on the Excel sheet with Nane Ekwe, and the NDC agents as well have pulled up their Excel sheet as well. But as to whether the outstanding polling stations will impact the final results, we are yet to know. But from the side of the NDC, they appear confident that the outstanding results will have an impact on the results, and if they do not authenticate those pink sheets and add them to the collation, there's no way a declaration can be done today. You're still watching Channel 1 TV and listening to City 97.
Fighting and shouting and throwing blows at each other. It's not real. It's not real. They are just doing this to ensure that they capture the power that they want to serve Mother Ghana. It's just in the interest of the entire country that they do that, but nothing bad attached to it. The process is still on hold, trying to see the way forward. So earlier you heard us speak to the Greater Accra Regional Director of the EC, speaking to us earlier, telling us that she was just trying to protect the pink sheet. Let's listen to the NDC now trying to speak to us.
Is C161105B. The total voter population in that polling station is 411. The second polling station that the PO also came and said cannot confirm what is on the pink sheet, on the scanned pink sheet, is C161204. That polling station also has a total voter population of 188. The third polling station that the PO said it cannot confirm is C161205A. The total voter population of that polling station is 403. So the total of these three polling stations sum up to 1,002. 1,002. We in the NDC claim we won the elections with over 300 votes. The MPP illegally with their pink sheets, with their scanned pink sheets, also says they are winning with 411. So with this,
we have never said we have won election with 411.
The media, you were here.
The media has never said
you were here when they are parliamentary candidates.
414. We are 414. We never mentioned 411.
So thank you. He said the MPP parliamentary candidates said they won with 415. So 414. So with the outstanding 1,002, there is no way you can make a declaration. So with this, what this means is that we cannot come back to the table again, because all the presiding officers you cannot confirm the figures of these polling stations. So the EC should give us a finality today, because we cannot come here again. We've exhausted all the channels. They've used their POs, they've used memory, they've used experience, they've used whatever. Today, if Kenike, if out there.
What option are you looking now?
Well, so that is the organizer for the NDC trying to explain to us.
And still, EC cannot determine a winner. We expect, because we've raised alarm with the 62 polling stations, we expect the EC to go and rerun 62 polling stations in Ablekuma North.
But at the moment, you have 3 outstanding. So why are you
we
referring
raise
to
objections at every level. I'm trying to be consistent. With the 62, I am telling you, I just brought you one PO, whom they said confirm. He spoke to you and he told you the last time he didn't confirm. So what it means is that all those they brought for confirmation, we will not accept it. We are not accepting it. So we will go back. In any case, we are going back to court on Monday. So we will hear what the court is saying. We will still stand by our grounds for the 62 polling stations to be rerun.
Has the Electoral Commission told you anything as of yet?
Not told us anything. But we are giving you, there are players in the game. We are also players in the game. When you are acting, when you are dealing with this type of EC, you must always be ahead of your game. If not, they will beat you to it. Oh, tree me, I will send you.
The Electoral Commission's returning officer appears disturbed and frustrated with how you operate. Well, so that's Kalamu, the NDC's organizer in Ablekuma North. So we were trying to get from him the frustrations that were shared by the returning officer for Ablekuma North, who thought that the political parties were not being fair to him. But the point the NDC is making is that they claim as a party, the NDC, that they won the seat with 302 votes, and the NPP on the other hand claim they won with 414 votes. However, the outstanding 3 polling stations, there are about 1,002 of the votes that may impact the final results when that may be the final results, and so declaration cannot be made. It appears that the NPP side has say to the press conference, with respect to the press conference that has been so the we are still waiting for the Electoral Commission to make a determination. For the NDC, they say that with what has happened today, no declaration can be made.
No, NDC cannot stop that. There will not be declaration because they don't have the right. It's the EC who have the right to decide whether we are doing declaration or not, but not NDC, because it's 2 parties. So as I'm talking to you, NDC have already declared these elections since day 1 up to date. They never stop declaration. And we are not here to do recollation. We are doing collation. We are not here to do recollation. We are doing collation. And NDC right now, look at the figure that they used to have. They were having 256 as they won. But since they won, MPP, we have been telling you, the journalists, that we did our collation in our collation room at Ablekuma North, or called the MP office. And we have different with 414. And today, if the process still go on, if the Electoral Commission collate the 2 remaining polling stations, we'll be having 414 ahead of them. Yes. And now, what I'm saying is simple to the NDC. If they believe they have won the election, they should allow the process to go on.
The NDC claim that there are 3 outstanding polling stations.
Yes.
The total number of voters in these 3 outstanding polling stations is about 1,002. That is way more than the 414 you claim to have won with. So, without having those results, no declaration can be made.
There is that polling station pink sheet here. There's the pink sheet. And that is what I'm saying. The other one, because to me, I know it's left with only 2. And the reason why I left with only 2, there's a lady who confirmed his own and said that because of the behavior of the NDC, well, he was beaten at the collation center and he's afraid to come here. And the other guy said everything here is my signature and everything. But I'm afraid to confirm because my life is at danger. Then the other one too came and said that all the signature and everything except some figures that I don't know whether it's still my handwriting or not. And the EC asked him again. He said he doesn't remember it very well. That's what the guy said. And as I'm talking to you, that guy too was threatened. This morning, the NDC organizer was all over, threatening them not to even come here. Some of them were able to come. As I'm talking to you, he's just making all these noises because the PC of NDC has promised him that if you're able to fight for me, I'll make you the MC of Ablekuma, and he was paying 200,000 Ghana cedis to behave all this that he's behaving. All of you know me that I don't tell lies. All the media. Since you came here, you have never seen me come and tell lies. You were here when he came and stand here be lying and saying that the whole Ghana police are here, over 500,000 police officers are here. And today, this is what they said, that they started saying that they have won with 500 and 256 difference. And today he's saying that they have won with 300 and something. So which is which? And the election, the results have not yet declared.
The EC telling you.
I have my provision. My candidate, Nana Ekwe has won this election with a different margin of 414. So if the NDC allow the process to go on, AC will get the same figure.
The EC is having a problem authenticating the 2 or 3 polling station results that are outstanding.
I'm not seeing the EC has a problem, but if the NDC people just want to frustrate the system.
The EC's own presiding officers have come to say that they cannot authenticate.
I didn't hear them. I'm still waiting for them because I'm seeing it on the table. But I haven't seen him or hear him telling this to you. But he's still on the table waiting the NDC people to come down because they are seeing that my brother here is waiting to be an MCE, so he's doing everything possible to frustrate the system. So, but there's no problem. He should wait. If God is the God who makes somebody a king. So if you become the MC of Ablekuma, it's not you to decide. Let the president decide. What you are doing doesn't mean that, because already the president doesn't need what you are doing. You are rather disturbing the nation. You understand? So this kind of behavior will not allow, because if they make you an MC and you go and stand public and be doing this, who will accept this?
What's your name, please?
My name is Elijah Abubakar Brahima.
Who are you with the
I'm the NPP Constituency organizer.
Thank you very much. So that's the NPP's constituency organizer who says what the NDC's organizer has been saying is not a representation of what has actually happened. He says that if the results are collated fully, the NPP's candidate is going to win the election with a difference of 414. It appears that the challenge here now is what exactly will happen because the Electoral Commission appears not to be able to authenticate results for 3 polling stations, that's in the words of the mouth of the NDC, and 2 polling stations in the mouth of the NPP. For the 3 polling stations the NDC talk about, the total number of voters amount to 1,002. And so 1,002, if added to Rabna Oben or to the votes of Nana Ekwe, definitely would change the winner of the results in the Ablekuma constituency. And so for the NDC, they are certain in their mind that the Electoral Commission cannot make any declaration of results today, and they believe that there should rather be a rerun of the results, but they are not asking for a rerun of 3 polling stations, but rather a rerun of 2 of the 62 polling stations. These 62 polling stations are the polling stations that the court ordered the Electoral Commission to ensure completion. We're still waiting on the returning officer. It appears he was conferring with his collation officer and looking out for what next for the Ablekuma North constituency, and if it can be finalized today.
There are 3 more constituencies.
This is Channel 1 TV and City FM. We still await directives from the Electoral Commission, but there's still the police presence here, as well as the presence of the Ghana Immigration Service to ensure that they bring a finality to the matter, given the adequate security as was ordered by the court to the Electoral Commission to be able to handle the collation process appropriately. And we can also see in our short that there's engagement between there's an engagement between Dr. Sirbo Kweku of the Electoral Commission and Evans Nimakun of the NPP. All these engagements have been ongoing at the moment is to find a solution to the outstanding polling stations. The collation officer, he's been looking through his Excel sheet and ensuring he's been looking through the Excel sheet and ensuring that at the end of the day the right thing will be done.
I'm not saying you stand on this and my we always beat them, but it's just because this year the gap got closed, that's why they are misbehaving like that. Otherwise, we used to beat them over 30,000 or 20-something thousand.
But this time you beat them by what?
Because some people didn't come out to vote, we beat them by 414 in Ablekuma North, but still it's a good because somebody win with one. So if we have won with 414, we have done very well.
Right. Thank you very much.
Well. Thank you.
doesn't appear that the Electoral Commission, it does appear that the Electoral Commission will soon come out with a headway on what exactly should happen. What we can see is that the collation officer appears to be packing his stuff, and while he's packing, that means that we are getting to a point where he may come out with the returning officer. So as he's wrapping the keyboard cable, pretty soon we expect that the Electoral Commission should announce to us the next line of action. The returning officer is making final confirmations with the regional director of the Electoral Commission, and depending on the determination that they come to, we will then take a decision as to what exactly should happen. But there's still the issue with Ablekuma North Constituency. We've come all the way from 62 polling stations to 40 polling stations to 20 polling stations, and then to 13 polling stations, and to 7 polling stations. And today we appears to have about 3 of the polling stations outstanding. The collation officer, he appears to be done with his work. He's packed all the things he's supposed to have packed, and he's only awaiting for his bosses to come in and give us a direction as to what exactly should happen. The order from the court was that all outstanding 62 polling stations should be collated and the results declared. Without that, the commission would not have performed its function satisfactorily to the people and as mandated by the court. It appears that the number of options available to the Electoral Commission at the moment on what exactly should be done or ought to be done, but one of the major options that they may use today, as we begin to see, may be a decision to suspend collation. The NDC is requesting for the Electoral Commission to conduct rerun of the results in the 62 polling stations. They consistently have raised issues with how the Electoral Commission is collating the results. They have argued that the Electoral Commission cannot depend on scanned copies of pink sheets that have been submitted by the NPP. The Electoral Commission, however, used its own internal mechanisms helped by these scanned pink sheets to authenticate them, but they could only authenticate 42 of them, and so for the remaining 20, they made a call to the presiding officers in these polling stations to come to the regional collation office and to help them authenticate. Upon their return to the regional collation office, only 13 of the officers were able to authenticate the results. Remaining 7. These 7 were brought here to authenticate the results as well. The NDC objected to most of the authentications, but the EC used its own discretion to accept those results that had been objected by the NDC, depending on the corroboration that was done by its officers. However, we have been told that some three polling stations at the moment are outstanding, and as a result, the Electoral Commission is not able to make a declaration. These three polling stations are outstanding because the Commission's presiding officers who were called in to authenticate said they cannot authenticate the results as of yet. The NPP explains that some of these persons were not able to authenticate the result because they were afraid for their life, because some of them claimed they were attacked at the polling station, and so they could not authenticate the results. The NDC, based on these, is asking the Electoral Commission to order a rerun, not in just these three polling stations, but in the 62 polling stations. Now, the question outstanding is, what will the Electoral Commission do? Will the Electoral Commission suspend the collation process, order a rerun in the outstanding polling stations, or find alternative means of authenticating the results? And in your shots, you can see Dr. Shirbo Kweko, Director of Training. You can see the EC's Regional Director. You can see Fred Tete, Deputy Director of Research and Elections of the Electoral Commission. You can also see the returning officer of the NDC, of the Electoral Commission, all of them engaging in what you may want to term as a crunch meeting to make a determination as to what should happen. We've seen that the NPP agent has moved towards them in an attempt to engage them on what next. Evans Nimakon of the NPP interacting with Dr. Shirbo Kweko, all towards making a determination as to what exactly should happen. But it is not an easy decision, I must say, because again, the returning officer appears to have used all tools available to him to authenticate these results. And so it's become problematic for him on how to authenticate the outstanding results that are being objected to by the NDC. From what we observe, it appears that the NPP may not be happy with certain directions that the Electoral Commission the directions that the Electoral Commission may take as far as the outstanding results are concerned. You're still watching Channel 1 TV and listening to City 97.3 FM. The conversations as we have been able to glean between Evans Nimakon of the NPP and Dr. Shirbo Kweko of the Electoral Commission is respect to two outstanding polling station results that the Electoral Commission's presiding officers in these polling stations say they cannot authenticate, or given the setting for which they are supposed to make the authentication, they cannot come and make that authentication. And so these polling stations, we are told, will have an impact on who will win. And so declaration cannot be made without these polling stations. And as to what should be the next step forward is what the officers from the Electoral Commission are debating about or arguing amongst themselves, that they may want to come to a certain determination on what next. But it appears that regardless of the decision that they would take, there may not be a declaration today. But the question again is, how then would they authenticate these outstanding polling stations without the pink sheets from the Electoral Commission themselves, with varying figures from pink sheets presented by the MPP and that of the NDC, and also with the Electoral Commission's presiding officers claiming that they cannot make their way to this place, or in some instances claiming that they cannot authenticate any of the results that have been made available to them, either that of the NPP or that of the NDC. As we get close to the end of this process, it's been calmer a bit. Earlier, the NDC had indicated that 13 of the polling stations where the presiding officers were made to report physically to the Electoral Commission's collation office here at Ray. One of them had indicated to them that he could not authenticate the figures on the pink sheet, even though those figures, the pink sheet in his word contained his signature and his name written by himself. However, the figures that were written on it were not ones that he could authenticate. And so for the NDC, they believe that those two collation figures, for the NDC, they believe that the 13 polling stations that were collated ought not to have been collated in that manner. Since one person is claiming that he did not authenticate, they claim they mean that the others also had issues. They were thus asking the Electoral Commission not to continue with the process in that manner and perhaps recall all those 13 presiding officers. The Commission, however, went ahead to collate the remaining 7 and accepted the earlier 13 as was objected to by the NDC. Collation went on. The presiding officers who made their way to the Electoral Commission's office here came in, authenticated some of the results, signed on it to indicate their confirmation. At one instance, when one of the presiding officers signed onto their pink sheet, the NDC's NDC's organizer in the Ablekuma North constituency claimed that the signature on the pink sheet and the new signature as was signed for confirmation did not include, were not the same. In their view, the two signatures were different. We're seeing that the returning officer has unbagged some of the results. Earlier, the collation officer had actually packaged all of them and put them in his bag, but they've taken them out again. And we don't know what this means and what is next. But what we know is that the Electoral Commission has been engaging among itself in trying to come to a determination. But in your short, the returning officer and the collation officer appears to be going through the pink sheets again. As to why they are doing so, we do not have an idea as of yet as to why they are doing this. You're still watching Channel 1 TV and listening to City 97.3 FM. The Electoral Commission is expected to, in some few minutes or moments, come out to explain to us what exactly is the headway out, what exactly they intend to do next, if they are going to regard the 3 polling stations that are outstanding, despite the officer saying that they can't authenticate sale, or they would suspend the collation and find alternative ways of corroborating the results. There's also the option of a rerun, which the NDC has made the argument forcefully that a rerun should be made, but in their point of view, it shouldn't be just for the outstanding 2 or 3 polling stations, but it should be done for 62 polling stations. We've not had the view of the NPP on this matter as of yet, and in the same vein, we've not had the position of the Electoral Commission on this matter as of yet. But as we all know, the Ablekuma constituency is the only constituency outstanding out of the 276 constituencies in the country. Dr. Eko, he is making his way to the returning officer. It appears that a decision has been made and a certain form of communication will be made to us in some few minutes for us to know what the next step for the Electoral Commission and for the political parties is. It doesn't look like the collation has concluded. We can hear the NPP candidates trying to get some cooperation from the NDC. And for the returning officer, it appears that if the collation is not ended today, he may not return today. He may not return again. From what we are getting from the returning officer, it appears the process has really taken a toll on him, and he is very much disturbed as how things have been planned. And for him, he has already given the warning that if they are not able to deal with the situation conclusively today, they may not get him to be present here at the EC's office or any other place to continue with collation. But we can see from afar that Dr. Shebokweku and the returning officer are conferring. He is writing some things on e-paper, perhaps to explain to us the decision that has been made. Still watching Channel 1 TV. This is a live coverage of the continuation of the collation exercise at Ablekuma North. Nanekwe Friye of the NPP, she has made her way to the collation center again. We await to hear the decision of the commission, and if the commission has decided to add the 2 results or to exclude the 2 results, and to find alternative ways of authenticating same. But having been called back in by her agent and been led by Director of Research and Elections of the NPP, Evans Nimakon, it is certain that a decision has been taken by the Electoral Commission, for which decision we will soon be communicated to. But some bit of cordiality at the moment between the NPP and the NDC, more than when the collation itself began. The director, the returning officer, he has consistently raised issues about how the 2 political parties have conducted themselves and how the situation consistently have affected him. We appear to see that the entire process has taken a toll on him, and if the parties do not cooperate to bring a finality to the issue, he may not return to this area or to the EC's office for collation again. We can see that the Ghana Police Service is making itself ready, and so pretty soon we may see the Electoral Commission coming in with a determination. It looks like the decision has been made, but we are yet to see what exactly, they are yet to communicate to us what exactly will happen. But some more conferring between the Electoral Commission and between the Electoral Commission's returning officer and the Director of Training of the Electoral Commission. The issue, as we've reported, is that the NDC at the moment are saying that the procedure used by the Electoral Commission to authenticate the results for the 20 polling stations that were outstanding is one that they disagree with. Already they had issues with the scanned copies of the 62 polling stations that the NPP presented to the Electoral Commission, but they are more concerned that the Electoral Commission would now use their presiding officers to authenticate the pink sheets presented by the NPP without these presiding officers having their own pink sheets. Now, when the presiding officers came on Monday, the Electoral Commission was able to authenticate for just 13. For the remaining 7, the business continued today. The NDC claimed and they presented a gentleman who said he was a polling station, he was a presiding officer at one of the polling stations, where he explained that even though the pink sheet that was presented to him had his signature and his name, the writings on the pink sheet respect to the meaning that the results of these 3 polling stations are important and ought to be factored into the final declaration. So on the part of the NDC, they believe that declaration cannot be made. On the part of the NDC, they believe that declaration cannot be made today. And for that matter, the best option is for the Electoral Commission to declare a rerun. But they do not want a rerun of the outstanding 3 polling stations, but rather a rerun of all the 62 polling stations, because for them, they've consistently indicated that they do not trust the pink sheets that were made available to them by the NPP. Yes, so the Electoral Commission's approach of authenticating the results was using its presiding officers. Some of the presiding officers have been able to help them authenticate the results. Now, we had the results from 3 polling stations where the presiding officers could not help the Electoral Commission authenticate the results. And so we are yet to hear from the Electoral Commission what exactly they are going to do. We've seen them confer amongst themselves. The Director of Training for the Electoral Commission, Dr. Shubho Kwekwe, is here. Deputy Director of Elections and Research, Samuel Tete, is here. The Returning Officer is also here, and the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Electoral Commission is also here. They've been having conversations among themselves. At the moment, they are interacting with the political parties, and so we don't know what their next line of action is. But we've heard the. So we've heard the NDC agitate, and they are saying that one of the presiding officers who says he couldn't authenticate says now he's into authenticate and say they are not accepting it. And so, Shalom, that is the situation here at the Electoral Commission's office.
confirm. He waited over 4 hours. He's come back to confirm.
Didn't you say we should give him up to Wednesday? The guy came here and then he said he's afraid of his life, and for that matter, he doesn't want to do it. And then they asked him, "What would you want to do it?" And then he didn't say anything. But later he went out, and then he is back. And the only constant thing in life is change. The guy has changed his mind, and then he has decided now to come and confirm or deny. So what is the beef about this?
So he's not afraid of his life any longer.
No, but change them. It's allowed. It's in the game. But the point is that media, I don't know why you are not reporting what this guy said 3 days ago. He said Wednesday they are coming with their pink sheet and their scan sheet.
They came here with a copy of pink sheet.
But where is it?
They've given it to the electoral commission.
The EC brought 200.
No, they're 7.
They brought
7.
Come on.
Because he was left with 7.
And they brought that 7.
Yes.
But the 7 is not the original one.
Well, that is why the presiding officers were supposed to come and authenticate.
So they should do their work. They should do their work. The RO people are coming to attest to. Why are you fighting them? I don't know what is the problem.
But the concern is that this RO may have been tampered with. He may have been influenced. He may have been influenced one way or the other because he came in earlier and said he was afraid to authenticate, but all of a sudden he's able to authenticate now.
He has gone back and he thinks the interest of the country is more important. So let me think about the country and think about the constituency. And he has come back. Is it a crime? You can decide and decide. You can.
Moses, the NDC is arguing that if it's difficult to authenticate,
NDC don't have any case. They are just playing a game. They know they have lost in Ablekuma North. He is aware. They know very well. Come on. Let's be honest to ourselves.
The presiding officer who came earlier and was not able to authenticate the pink sheet has come to again look at the pink sheets, and they are trying to see if he can authenticate now. The collation officer who initially had unplugged all his staff is now putting everything together because the presiding officer who had come earlier to authenticate and couldn't do so has returned. And he says he can't authenticate now, or now he is not afraid of his life, or even if he is, he's willing to go ahead with the process of authenticating the results. And so we wait to see. But the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Police Service are trying to protect him. the Ghana Police Service are trying to protect him.
See what is happening. See what is happening. Over 4 hours after the process we've closed, and we are about to leave, all of a sudden, one of the agents, one of the POs, who said he cannot confirm, has been brought in to confirm. This is what is happening. And look at what the police are doing as agents.
Today I am fasting. I can't lie. I'm telling the truth. Whatever I will say is the truth, and it is not the lie. So, I would say that comparing this three sheets before me, I can say on authority that this one, which one? Point it. This one, this pink sheet is the original pink sheet. I know. This is the pink sheet that I know. This is the pink sheet I brought to Mr. Peng last Saturday when we finished the election. I was able to finish on time. So I came and so when I submitted my pink sheet and I heard that there is chaos at Pashaman School, so quickly I ran home because of the chaos. So I ran home. But before I went home, I've already submitted my pink sheet. And when I came here, I have 3 pink sheets. These 3 pink sheets, these two, this white one and the scan one, I don't know them. What I know is this one. So based on the original scan sheet, this is the confirmed figures I and my people did. So my people in the house, if they are watching me, they can confirm it with me that I am not lying or I'm not telling the lies. They can come and screen it or show it.
Mention the figures.
So parliamentary elections. Nana Ekuya Owusu-Efie MPP had 118. Rabina Oben had NDC had 103.
Rejected.
Total. All right. The figures here are correct, but as for us, we didn't have get any rejected ballot. But I can see a rejected list here. So that one they can confirm. So we didn't have any rejected ballot paper on that day. See? You see God. My police station, we didn't have any rejected ballot paper. So if there is
God is a living God. God is a living God. Indeed, there is God. Indeed, there is God.
All these things.
Hey, indeed, there is God.
They are all manufactured pieces.
Indeed, there is God.
They are all manufactured
Indeed, there is God. But like there is God. There is God.
You will not recognize the 62 pink sheets. That's most camping. You will not recognize them.
Indeed,
the 62 scam pink sheets. You will not recognize them.
You see?
No, you want genuine. Why don't you even go for a red round? Why don't you go for a red round?
This is it. Police, finally, where you see? Why are you acting for that person? Why are you for that person? You see, what is the room? We've been vindicated. You've been vindicated. You see? So, Commander, what else is left? What else is left? Yes.
You will not use this nonsense document.
You see? stubborn one. What is happening? That is, you see, he keeps repeating. Why are you forcing him? He has said it over and over again.
Any preaching that has rejected is forged. That's the statement.
We all have here.
No, it is the PO.
We all have here.
Forged! So thank you. Thank you.
That is the statement. Forged. Any preaching that has rejected is forged. That's the PO. Arrested. You need to be arrested right now. That's all. I said you need to be arrested. You were given this woman broken piece into the easy. This woman brought in 10 pieces at the police center. This woman brought 10 pieces.
So the Ghana Police Service is exporting the gentleman out of the place. He came, authenticated a pink sheet, authenticated the results as obtained by the candidates. However, on that pink sheet, there was results for rejected ballot. He says that at the time he was declaring the results in the polling station, there were no rejected ballots. And so any polling station that had rejected ballots is any results that have been submitted to him that has rejected ballots cannot be the results coming from him. The NDC appears happy, and for them, they believe that they've been vindicated by the comments made by the presiding officer for the polling station.
Everything is calm.
You seem excited.
No, I seem so excited. Now I have confirmed indeed a living God. Somebody who was here about 4 hours ago, the MPP went out. When he came here, he said he cannot confirm what is on the pink sheet. He went back 4 hours back, they brought him. Again, he has confirmed that what is on it. This time he used a very strong word. He said forgery. You all heard him. He said what is there is forgery. So these are strong words, and the AIMS team must pay for it.
So it appears that the presiding officer, the returning officer for Ablekuma North, will soon be addressing us on the headway and what next for the Ablekuma North constituency. It seems that we've come back to the same place we began from. Some more results that have not been collated by the Electoral Commission because the Electoral Commission is not able to authenticate those results. The presiding officer, he is here. The gentleman is being escorted by the Ghana Police Service. He says that he's fasting and everything that he said is indeed the truth and nothing but the truth. He's left the premises of the Collation Center. We wait for the presiding officer, the returning officer to come and make a declaration to us. This is still Channel 1 TV, bringing you live pictures from the Electoral Commission's Regional Collation Office here at its old headquarters situated at Ridge. Dr. Siribo Kweku, Director of Training, is approaching us, and what this means is that the Electoral Commission has a finality on the next line of action to be taken.
Good evening to all of you. You know, we cannot attest the fact that it has been a very hectic work. But I want the return officer to make his comments after that, then I will address you.
Good evening, media. I hope you've all seen what is going on. Yesterday, we were left with 7 polling stations to go. We came today. We've been able to do 4 out of the 7. So we are left with 3 more. We brought our presiding officers here. 2 came, and they couldn't authenticate the statement of poll and the one.
Good. We will get him back. I want to put on record that the Commission has no interest at all in who becomes the Member of Parliament. But we should be very careful of the precedent we set. It is the voter who decides who should be their leaders, be it presidential or parliamentary. We recruited our officials to go to the polling stations. They went there, and you, the media, you have a lot of the videos where some of our officers were assaulted. I think on Monday, we brought 2 ladies. One of them was said that she was assaulted, that's why he has to run away. Today, the lady we brought, we took us hectic time to convince her to come, that there will be security for her. So what we normally do is that we ask them not to come here direct, because they can be accosted on the road. So we ask them to report at the EC, the new office. Then we will bring them with ourselves, with police escorts. Now the allegation is that we took them there for them to be schooled by the commission. They mentioned the chairperson's name, Dr. Bosman's name, and if you ask any of them, they didn't meet these people. When they can, we'll give them place to sit. Myself and the arrows will just prepare them that they should get there. Said, all that we want to come and say here is the truth. And the truth is the truth. Fortunately, all the people we have brought here are either Muslims or Christians. And the foundation of their faith, or our faith, is the truth. Nobody has cooked anything. Now, we brought 6 people. 4 of them had validated or confirmed the figures. The gentleman who came just now initially didn't want to come. And the irony of it is that he teaches in the same school with the return officer. The guy who just he teaches, he said that he would never come. So we gave up, but later we came, and So initially he said that he cannot confirm it now, but you can confirm that. Now he came back and said that he has confirmed the figures for the candidates. But as for the rejected one, there were no rejected ballots, so that one he cannot accept it. That is the story. But I say that it's unfortunate. Because I want people who can stand by their work. This work was done less than a month now. Once you see your handwriting, you see your figures, nobody is putting a gun on your head. Tell the truth, and the truth will stand the test of time. So if this is what you said, we cannot force him to accept everything. But at least all of you heard that. For the votes for the candidates, they are correct. But that of the rejected ballot is what he is contesting. We will go back. The other guy said that he can also not deny or affirm. We give ourselves time. There's another person who's a lady. He said that even if we bring Caterpillar, he will not come back because of what they have gone through. And my sadness is that he said that even if we bring Caterpillar, he will not. 2024 is not the only time we'll have election. We will have election in 2028. Are we sure that we will have dedicated people to come and serve Mother Ghana? Truth will always be the truth. So that's what I would say.
So perhaps, is there anything that compel this lady you are referring to come and then confirm this document for us? Or is the entire country has been held to ransom now?
Even the returning officer himself is saying that he will not come back again. So let's solve that problem. Like I said in the morning, I personally never knew any of them till I met them here. I never knew them. So the lady we are talking about, I don't know her. So how can I go and compare somebody I've never met before? It is only the presiding officer, the returning officer who recruited and trained them. So he's the one we can use. But if he himself is giving up, then where are we?
Perhaps he can't be compelled to do the needful because they were employed and paid. The work is not done yet. We need to finish this work. Can't they be
okay, let me put the question back to you. If you force him here and he comes and says that I can neither confirm nor deny them, what will you do? So the person should come on his own volition that I'm coming to speak the truth. Then he comes and speaks the truth. Let him take it back to Domi Kwabenya. Domi Kwabenya, people are setting that as an example. The officer did not complete any form. It was when he finished and went home that he said that he didn't get the pink sheet for that, but he had the one for training. So he called the MPP agent. They said that on our tally sheet, we have the results there. So he WhatsApped the results to him. So it is a lady, to him. So to her. Then we invited the parties. NDC bought 2 of the carbonite sheets. It was not contested. We accepted because the return was then not this return because that one has also different. He said that he's comfortable that he use them. So the outstanding one, we used the tele card from the NDC to complete because nobody contested that one. So that's the story of the Kwabenya. But here, once the sheets are here and the 2 of them are saying, I accept part, I don't accept part. These are my signatures, these are my handwriting, and the rest. It puts us in a very awkward position. But we cannot force anybody to come and make any claim. That one will be bad on our side.
But said we're almost having a rerun at Domin Kwabenya.
We have not concluded everything. I've told you, even the return officer himself, he said he will not come here again. You have no address that you are talking of.
Just a quick one. Just a quick one, Doc.
What is the position of the commission?
We have finished our work here for today. We are going to inform the commission what has transpired. Commission will have to engage the return officer. Based on what happens and the rest, that we know the way forward. Because the return officer himself is so frustrated. The irony of it is that he stays with the people, both the MPP and NDC people, in their constituency. Personally, even at Ablekuma that we are talking about, I don't know even where it is, let alone knowing the presiding officer. So he recruited the people and trained them. So we need him. And that's what we should all be talking to him, that he should not be out of frustration, give up. technically they were supposed to be 3. The 10 officers and 2 deputies. Have you seen any of the 2 here? You haven't. So let's ask ourselves, why are they not coming? That's why I'm saying that I fear for our future elections. I fear for our future elections. But truth will always be the truth, no matter how you twist the facts.
No, just briefly, the journey from wherever these presiding officers are coming from to your headquarters could have been the same journey to this place where they'll be protected by the security here, but you decided to, just briefly, you decided to send them to your headquarters and bus them here, which has given grounds for the allegation of you compromising them before they get. If you have the opportunity again, will you come them there and bus them?
Again. The reason is that when they come here individually, they will have to be interviewed by the police. The police don't know them, right? But when they are coming to our office there's no barrier, there's nothing. So they will come there, we'll pick them, all the elected officers and the rest, we all go there, then we are given buses and escorted by the police. So if you say they should come here individually, then they will come and confront the police and whoever they will confront. Don't forget that if the person comes and the person is attacked, it's also on us, right? So we bring them there so that under police escort, all of us can come and do our work.
So this process has been suspended now?
Did you hear the return officer? If you heard it, then I can't answer the question. Unless you are not here. Okay. Then when you get it back, we will talk to you. Thank you very much and God bless you.
What do you have to say?
Okay, so gradually we are getting there. We have 281 polling stations in Ablekuma North. Gradually, 219, 200, it was left with 62. And by the grace of God, truth was turned. In the first place, I appreciate that we should go and collate. And I am firm. I want to say on record that I will fight this till end because I know I won. I have all my 281 pink sheets scanned. I did it immediately before the gentleman, the Kalamu gentleman, who came and tore everything from the Electoral Commission. He tore everything from the Electoral Commission. You can witness what was going on right now. He took one pink sheet and tore it, and it was taken from him. That has been the character in the constituency. Now, what it is that gradually we are left with 3 polling stations. By the grace of God, I'm leading comfortably. And that is the fear.
With how many votes?
I'm leading with how many votes? The total is 414 votes. Right now, I'm leading with 300 and something votes. And so, what it is that they know I have won. They are aware. The truth can never be hidden. It will definitely come out. Now, the gentleman who came, I don't know him. They also don't know him. Well, this morning, I learned some of them were calling there. And so that is what I heard. But right now, the gentleman went and came back. Now, I want to put this on record. He said, the handwriting is my handwriting. The signature is my signature. The figures are correct. But as for one rejected ballot, he can't confirm. And he remembers that there was no rejected. It doesn't exclude the truth. The truth we are looking for is the figures. If the figure is correct, which he confirmed 4 times, that as for the figure is correct, my handwriting is correct, the signature is my signature. But he remembers that there was no rejected ballot. That is 1. 2, the other paper that was put before him from the NDC has been altered. And you can see clearly that was original pink sheet from Electoral Commission. Now the other one from them has been altered. And you can see that the figure, they've altered the figure, leaving the guy's signature and everything. Yes, okay. So the guy said, with this original one, I did it. I can confirm. But with the rejected one, I remember there was no rejected ballot. My conclusion is that we started from 281, right? I'm still leading, and we are left with 3. The 3 pink sheets that are left, I'm leading. Even the pink sheets, the 3 pink sheets alone, I'm leading over 100. And so whatever it is, however it will be, patience reigns. We will definitely get there. And finally, Ekuya Owusu Friye will be the MP elect in Ablekuma North. There was so much lawlessness yesterday in our constituency. Whether Ekuya Friye has won or not, give it to our candidate. Where from this, we are setting a bad precedent that would take generation on in a negative way. Because if 2028, we're going for election, and the NPP also gets up to say, look, this is what you did the last time. We are going to repeat or do the same thing. Do you think it will go well for us? No.
Do you suspect someone put the rejected ballot number there?
No. Probably my thinking is that probably the gentleman, since he confirmed everything on the paper, probably he might have forgotten one rejected. Probably that's my mind.
So colleagues, and so far, thank you very much for your presence. I think that my candidate has said it all. If you look at it, and very soon, the party is going to publish our copies of the pink sheets that were given. And you see the names of those presiding officers and the agents for the various parties, and the numbers attributed to all. We are not going to overstretch it. All that we are saying is that truth is the truth. And come what may, if you look at collation from 281 pink sheets, all indications are clear. Ekuya Friye won. We will be patient. We will hear from the EC when they want to come out. We will comply. We will hear from the EC. The decision is the EC. We have the pink sheet. We will publish for you to see. Thank you very much.
So that's the latest development from Ablekuma North, where
the correct, authentic one, just like the one that was exhibited right now. We have the same thing, and that one, the time will get there that presidential pink sheet will be compared to know the handwriting, the signature, the number of people who registered at the polling station. There is nothing different.
Thank you very much. So that is a free.
Don't leave me, Charlie. Come and hold it.
The NDC also has something to say with respect to the determination made by the Electoral Commission.
Thank you very much. I think media, we are grateful. We all saw what happened here. We didn't bring the POs. It is the Electoral Commission themselves that brought the POs. And just as Dr. Sribo said, the POs were sent to the headquarters of EC, where they were given the pink sheet, even at the EC office. They were given the pink sheet to look at it. And that's when they come, all that they need from them is to say, yes, it is their signature, they confirm. You yourself brought your own POs. They came here, and 2 out of the 6 rejected and said they do not confirm what is on the pink sheet. But I want Dr. Sribo to know this. 2 of the polling stations are out of contention because 2 of the POs have disputed the figure on those polling stations. So it is a non-starter. Those 2 polling stations can never be attended to. The only polling station that can be attended to is the polling station with the code C161205A. And the total voter population there is 403. Technically, what it means is that these 2 polling stations that the POs rejected amounts to 599 total. So there is no way EC can declare anybody winner of this election. The worst they can do, we are telling you, we reject all their scanned pink sheets. All have been authenticated, and we are telling them we are going back to court, and we will run 62 polling stations in Ablekuma.
Thank you very much. So that is the NDC in Ablekuma North giving indication of their objection to any plans to declare the final results. The news here today is that the Electoral Commission was expected to collate with
the Electoral Commission to have a rerun in some 61 polling stations in the Ablekuma North constituency. So the process here has been suspended until further notice. So waiting for the Electoral Commission to come up with a new date for the recollation exercise to continue. So we are living here knowing that at least we have only 3 outstanding polling stations to be
candidates, but he said that there was no rejected ballot at his polling station, and if there is any rejected ballot, then that means that particular pink sheet cannot be the original pink sheet. The returning officer, who is frustrated or appears frustrated by events, says this is the last time he will be making himself available for any collation whatsoever, and that he would not be returning to the Electoral Commission's offices when he is asked to do so. The Electoral Commission says